In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Tesla. Now, Tesla is not looking healthy at the moment. We have price clearly below the 200 simple moving average, below the 50 simple moving average, and the 513 EMA combo is in a sell mode with the 5 below the 13. But sometimes you have to back it up and look at the bigger picture though for more information, because the daily chart for me doesn't really have enough back data to give me some of the other levels that I know will show up on the weekly chart. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to look at the weekly chart, but first, before we do that, let's just take a quick look at the timing factors. We do have some timing between the 5th through the 7th, and since we're trading straight down into the 5th through the 7th, we're anticipating a possible low and reversal back up. But at this point, because we're in such bad shape, we do have to watch for a failure. We're going to start to run the new resistance off of the daily work, and if we can't clear the resistance on the daily, you're going to have to be prepared for another failure. Okay, now we'll go into that maybe in another video, but let's now go to the weekly chart of Tesla. And also please like and subscribe. Now here we have more back data that we didn't have or that we're unable to see on the daily. So let's take a look at some of these larger swings. I'm going to run the retracements. So retracements, I'll run, for example, this low to the highest high, and then the higher low to the highest high, higher low to the highest high, and so on. There will also be some extensions that I may run that may offer support, and then we're also going to look at the larger projections. Okay, so we'll start with the retracements. I'm going to run this major low to high. Okay, and we are right on top of a 618 of that larger swing. But then let's run the next one. It's a higher low to the highest high. Okay, nothing that's close. We do have a 786 that comes in below. But let's also look at some of these slightly smaller swings. So then we have the higher low to the high. And now we have 786 that overlaps 618 right here. Okay, so that is important. And then let's see, is there anything as far as extensions? Well, we can try this low to high and see if there's anything that overlaps. Okay, well, we're through the 1272, and then this one doesn't come in until down around that 226 area. So the only other thing that I want to look for now is symmetry. See if I can find any of these prior declines that might be similar to the most recent decline from here to here. Looks like that's a decline of 237.81. Now we can compare that to this swing, high to low. This one's a lot less. That's 160.49. We could compare it with this high to low. That's 212, so that's going to be less than that. But you can also compare it with the slightly larger swing. So we can run, for example, this high to this low. That comes in at the 282, so we're not going to be close there. So that's not going to be helpful. And then also this swing we can try, high to low, but yeah, I'm pretty sure, yep, we are through it. All right, so right now I just have two price relationships that show up on the weekly chart. There's one other thing that we can look at though, and there would be a projection of this high to low and then projected from here. And we'll see where that comes in. So we have this high, click on the low, click on the high, and that actually comes in at 252.70. So basically we have a price cluster between 247.60 to 252.70. It is a price decision. I mean, this market's not in great shape. It's going to take a lot before it starts to look better again, especially to get that 513 back on the buy side on the daily chart. We're nowhere near that. But is this a decision point in Tesla? Yes. Do we have timing for a possible bounce? Yes. So what can you anticipate? Well, right now you can really only anticipate that we're going to get another corrective rally on the daily chart. Can't get too excited about what's happening until we can start to rally for more than all of these prior rally swings within the downtrend. Okay, and that's going to take a lot. That's going to take a move beyond, okay, that larger projection, which would be beyond this 317.43 area. So yes, I'm going to anticipate a possible tradable bounce, and again, only act on it if you see signals. But can't get too excited about the whole thing because we have a lot of things working against us, and looking at the buy side at this moment in time is like swimming upstream. It's different when we were over here, right? So over here you had price above the 200 simple, above the 50, and the 513 flipped back into the buy mode with the 5 above the 513, and we saw a beautiful rally. That was when it was easier. This, because we have all the averages the other way, not so much. Anyway, that's something to look at in Tesla for you.